When I was 13, I went to Korea for the first time. When I was there, I was terribly bored, hated it. Because, Korea wasn't as rich as it is today. I didn't speak Korean very well. And there wasn't much to do at first, it seemed. So all the books I had, I read them, and I was so bored. I started to deconstruct them, figure out what they did. I was so bored that I started to draw like crazy. I was so bored that I would climb a mountain every morning and exercise all night because the jet lag, I wasn't getting used to it. Every morning, get up to the top of the mountain, see dragonflies flying about. And then later, my grandparents that I was staying with, they felt so bad that they sent me away to a summer camp. And I met a bunch of Korean kids that were younger, and it was a lot of fun. Everyone was very friendly. But the only time they gave us water was after every meal. We'd have to wait on this long line. They'd give us a piece of paper that you popped open, and you can pour water into the cup and drink as much as you can, but you have to drink as much as you can as fast as you can because there's a bunch of people waiting online for water, right? Because there's one line. And then at the end of the day, you'd be dying of thirst because there was no potable water anywhere. Except at the bunks where you slept, there would be a giant urn of water in the hallway and one metal bowl for like 30 kids. And I was like, ew, F that, that's disgusting. I'm American, I'm not sharing a bowl with 30 other kids, right? But then by the third night, I was so thirsty that without thinking, my body sort of got up. And I remember crawling out of the dormitory and looking into the fluorescent lighting and being blinded by it and just going up to that metal jug and pouring the water into the bowl and then drinking it and being like, oh my God, it's the best tasting water I've ever had in my life. I'm so stupid. My mind made this disgusting, and it was, but then I realized it could save me, and it was the most delicious thing ever. And it occurred to me that my mind had a lot to do with creating what reality was. So this experience stayed with me for a long time, and it helped me realize how subjective and objective reality is so fluid and how we can kind of shift it at will. I told this story to some kids from Korea when I was 18, and this guy said, that's the Wonhyo story. I'm like, who's Wonhyo? Because he had this very similar experience. You see, when he was a student of Buddhism, he went on a trip to China to collect more original texts, and on his way there, he got caught in a terrible storm, and he was starving and dying of thirst, and him and his friend rushed into a cave they found, and inside the cave, they found a bowl of water, and they couldn't believe it, and he drank from the bowl, and he was so happy to be saved. And then the next morning, when they woke up, they found that it wasn't a bowl of water. It was, in fact, a human skull filled with putrid water. So then Wonhyo starts vomiting like everywhere. And then he stops. He goes, wait a minute. That's the same water that was so precious and saved my life. Now I think it's filthy, so it's disgusting. But my mind seems to be creating reality. And from that point on, he decided he didn't need to go anywhere to find any text because enlightenment can be found within anyone. And so he decided also not to become a monk and go into the countryside and teach the Dharma to regular people as a lay person. He was also very famous for unifying all these contradictory Buddhist texts in argumentations and deconstructions, right? I have been trying to unify all different religions to teach the one truth to atheists without forcing them to believe in anything. For a long time, I was in denial that I'm anything like this guy because I thought he was a monk. But then I found out he was never a monk. Once I finally accepted there might be something weird about me, I realized I might be a reincarnation of this guy. I also think space-time is an illusion as well. So I do think we're separate people, that we're living the same energy signature through the illusion of space-time. And that's what reincarnation kind of is. It's actually tapping into the same energy signature that happened in the past, in the present, at the same time. Yeah, I'm back again. And my mission is still the same: spread the Dharma to as many folk as a layperson, as widely as I can, without hierarchy, without gatekeeping. And I got a lot to share, so stay tuned.